grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy, and as always, I am joined by my trusty sidekick and co-host, Jim.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Another day in paradise.
That's good.
And trying to beat this cold weather.
Yeah, and as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, we are on location. We are actually in Winona, Minnesota.
Yes.
And we are at Two Fathoms Brewing. Now, this used to be Island City Brewing before, right. So I don't know if they got sold, if somebody bought them. I don't know the backstory to it, but this time we're here, we can actually get flights, and we're going to try. They have 9 beers on tap, and we're going to try all 9 of them.
It looks like this place is under construction, too, so I don't know if the new owners are...
Expanding is what it looks like, yeah.
Because it looks very similar to what it was last time we were here.
Yep.
Not nearly as many people, though.
Correct, yeah. When we were here the first time we were ever here was during the World Cup, and it was just packed with soccer fans.
We could only stand in room.
We had to stand, and we couldn't do a flight. Remember, we just get a single beer, and so we had a single beer, and then we left because it was just packed, which is cool. I mean, you know, that they had a lot of people here, but there was a lot of kids and all that. Yeah. And so today we're able to come in, and we're going to try these Two Fathoms Brewing beers. So,
and hopefully you guys can hear us. Hopefully we got this loud enough with the background. I mean, right underneath the speaker, I think, of the music.
Yeah, but you know, we got to do what you got to do. So,
all right. What do we got going
first? Let's try one. So the first one that we have is called Grandma Gladys. Yeah, and it says it is a pickled Pilsner, 5.2% ABV, 27 IBUs. And their description says, influenced by Grandma Gladys's pickles and a Midwestern state of mind, this crisp, clean lager combines the smooth malt backbone of a traditional Pilsner with the herbal and briny complexity of pickles, creating a beer that is both adventurous and highly drinkable. A worthy companion for bellying up and figuring it out. Goes great with bowling and breakfast.
Bowling and breakfast.
Now, I'm not exactly sure I've heard pickles go great with breakfast.
Or bowling.
Well, I can see it more bowling than breakfast, I guess. So I don't know.
Let's hope this one's good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it looks like a little bit darker for a Pilsner, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, all these are... Yeah, this is... We got our flights, we got the smaller glasses, but definitely you can see the color. It's got a nice...
Boy, the aroma is not much on the flavor.
Slight pickle.
When you taste again, my opinion, when you taste it, you do get a pickle flavor, but it's not super strong. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is actually really...
Not
pretty mellow for a pickle beer. I mean, we've had a number of other pickle beers, and they've been pretty strong. Some of them have.
I mean, even the brine flavor is not over the top.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like salty pickle. I mean,
no, it is way more mellow than what I was expecting. I was expecting a really strong pickle flavor, like all the other ones we've had. And this one is not bad.
Now, for me, what I'm getting now is a little bit on the finish. It really lingers. It doesn't have a crisp, clean finish.
Right.
It stays on there.
I do get a pickle aftertaste.
Yeah.
But again, it's not as strong as some of them we've had.
Right.
But it's definitely it's a kind of a unique take on a pickle beer.
Yeah. You know? So what are you thinking on a score?
I don't know. How do you rate it? I mean, how do you penalize the other ones for being too pickly, or this one for not being pickly enough? You know.
I know what you mean.
Cheapers.
And it is a Pilsner.
It's a Pilsner, which, yeah, some of the other ones we've had were sours, and we've had, you know, but this, I'm gonna go a 2.3. I think it's a little below average, but for a pickle beer, it's not bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm not the biggest pickle beer fan either, but this one of the ones we've had is decent.
And for me, I think it's not horrendous in any way, but for me, the finish is just the pickle part on the finish just doesn't have a good finished flavor.
Right.
It's a little strong. I don't know if that's a good word, but it lingers on. So I'm right in there with it. I think I'm going to go with 2.2.
Okay, but I was impressed. Like I said, I thought it would be a lot stronger pickle.
Yes.
You know, because like I said, the vast majority of the other ones we've had, you know, it's almost like some have been like drinking pickle juice.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't that, but it was...
It was okay.
It was okay.
For our first one, we're doing okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. So when we looked up on Untappd, because they are on Untappd. And before it was Island City, and we had a few of their beers, but on under Two Fathoms, we haven't had any of these.
Right. So these are all
new for us.
Yep.
And it's pretty interesting. So if that's the way they're going, I'm hoping that we're going to keep getting better and better.
Yes.
You know, as far as getting a little more flavor, a little more stuff like that. But the first one was decent.
Yeah. So now what are we moving into now?
So the second one we have, and I do enjoy the name, because if you're at all familiar with singer, his name, he's no longer around, but his name was Warren Zevon. He had a song called Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Well, this next beer is called Lawyers, Hops, and Money.
Oh.
And this is an APA, American Pale Ale, 5.8% ABV and 45 IBUs.
Wow, all right.
And it says Citra Incognito, Crush Lupomax, and Whole Cone Eldorado hops come together to create this vibrant ale. Bursts with flavors of ripe stone fruits and zesty citrus, harmoniously layered with floral notes weaving through the tropical aroma, inviting you to take another sip. The earthy undertones add depth, creating a well-rounded, fruity, and refreshing profile.
Wow.
So, I don't know for sure what stone fruits are. I don't know if we've ever looked that up.
No, I can smell it, though. The aroma is that stone fruit that we had before.
Yeah, we need to look that up and see what exactly that is, you know. I mean, it looks like a pale ale.
Yeah.
Whitehead, it's that same, almost the same color as the... Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you can see, this may not be in his top 10 for APAs.
Wow. I don't know. There's something going on in there.
I get a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
A lot of fruit.
There's something... I'm not a big stone fruit guy.
I definitely taste some kind of fruit in there. I don't think it's too bad, to be honest with you. I don't mind it. I think that the fruit flavor kind of knocks down the hoppiness, I think.
Ooh, wow.
Would you like some more, Jim?
I'll try.
I like it.
It caught me off guard, like I kicked right in the stomach or something.
I think it's pretty good myself. I actually like that.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's got a good flavor. And I think, like I said, I think that fruitiness knocks down the hop flavor. So you don't get that kind of a hot bite to it.
What, and this is an APA?
An APA, yeah. So it's typically going to be a little bit more mellow,
right?
You know, than an IPA for sure. And it looks like you must have something in your eye, because you're really struggling with it.
That's not good.
So, would you like to go first on this one and kind of give your thoughts, or?
All right. I should have asked you what it was going to be. I didn't realize it was an APA, so I mean...
Well, I said APA, American Pale Ale.
I guess I wasn't listening.
You weren't paying attention to me,
Your mouth was moving, I wasn't listening.
I
I heard the citrus parts, I thought maybe... And it has a citrus aroma up front.
Yep.
But boy, that hops just like, woo.
See,
for me, are just...
That's weird. I don't get the hops at all. I don't know.
So
something's going on.
Yeah, there is something going on in Denmark there.
I think our scores are going to be drastically different.
Yeah, I'm going to go a solid 2.0.
Okay.
All day long. I think it's going to be a good one for me to move on from.
I like this. I thought that fruit flavor was really good. I didn't get hops at all.
So explain to me what is a stone fruit?
We have to look it up. Whatever it is, I liked it in this one. Like I said,
so you don't know what
I'm going to 3.0. I thought this was good. I really liked it.
You're gonna blow a hamstring going.
I know. This is probably one of the few beers that we've had that big of a gap.
Wow.
In our score, but I really thought it was good.
But you like the stone fruit. And
yeah.
You don't think the hops don't come.
I didn't taste the hops at all. See, and when you were saying that you got that huge hop flavor, I just didn't taste it. So that's kind of wild. But again, there's no wrong answers, because it's your opinion, no matter how far off your opinion it might be. But
yeah, that one just didn't hit it for me. All right, what do we got coming up on now? Number 3.
The next one we have is Yard Donkey.
Oh boy,
you heard me. Yard Donkey. Yard Donkey. This is a what? I'm sorry. Oat Cream IPA.
Oat
Cream IPA. I don't think I've ever had that. Have you?
I don't ever remember hearing. Then I haven't.
I haven't ever heard of an Oat Cream IPA. 7% ABV, 47 IBU.
Okay.
It looks a little bit lighter in color than the first two.
Yes, more orangish almost.
Yep. Now, their description is, this beer was brewed with a generous amount of oats and a hint of lactose, resulting in a rich and pillowy mouthfeel that allows for the aggressive dry hop schedule. Lupomax, Strata, Idaho 7 and Amarillo create a tropical yet dank playground. Dank playground with enough sweetness to balance out the ridiculous amount of dry hops added. So I'm a little worried for you on this one.
Aroma's pretty muted now.
Is it?
I don't smell much at all. That one is not bad. Much better than number 2 for me.
Yeah, like you said, the aroma is very mellow.
Yeah. And the hoppy, I don't have the hops with that one.
Interesting.
For me, that one is much less hoppy than number 2.
See, like I said, that second one, I just didn't get any hops. It's weird, but I can taste them in this one. But it's very mellow.
Right.
Very mellow.
I mean, this
I do get more of a. You do get that little bit of a dank flavor. You know what I mean? Kind of that.
I don't know what the oats. Does that make it smoother? Is that what?
It could be because we've had a lot of oatmeal stouts. But otherwise, other beers with just like oats in it. I don't know if we've had all that many.
No.
I haven't really seen that many that are out there.
It's weird. I mean, because they talk about it, but I mean, I can't pick up an oat flavor. I don't know. It's not supposed to have that flavor. Right?
I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if it's more because it talks about because the mouthfeel is very kind of light and soft, and so I don't know if that's more what the oats do is kind of smooth out the mouthfeel or something. I don't know, but it's not bad.
That one is not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely,
and it's a pale ale, right?
Yes. So it's an oat cream IPA.
And what's the IBUs?
47.
To me, that doesn't taste like 40. It doesn't taste.
It's really mellow.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Again, Jim and I are both, I think I can speak for you as well on this one, that we're both so confused by the IBU ratings that one of them will say 40 and it's super hard to drink it, and the other one says 40 or one will say 70 and you don't even taste it.
Right. And it's so hard to, I mean, I think we tried to let the listeners know what it says on the paper, but we don't actually know, I mean, what the meanings and how they, I mean, we've tried to tell everybody how they come up with it, but it still doesn't make sense to me.
No, exactly.
It still has a lot of...
So it's just kind of crazy.
So what are you thinking on a score?
That one, I'm going to give a 2.8.
Wow, really?
I don't mind it. Now, a lot of the dank IPAs I don't like, but a lot of those that we've had before have had a really harsh flavor.
Yes,
this one was pretty mellow on the dank side. And
I was actually going to go with that same score with you.
Okay.
I mean, for me, so far, that's the best flavored one today.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's the second, number 2 for me.
So I'm going to go 2.8 as well. So we're almost done with our first flight.
This is crazy.
So what is this one called now, the next one?
The next one is Minn Gold. Minn Golden.
Minn Golden.
Yep, it's a Minnesota light lager. It's 3.8% ABV and 8 IBU. So this is probably super hoppy.
and this is it's a lager.
It's a light lager.
Light lager.
And let's see, they're right up on this paper here. It says this lager is a throwback to simpler times when everything was sourced locally. 100% of the grain in this lager was malted right down the road from the brewery by our local Winona malt house. Which has been in our community since the 1900s. And that is so nice that light came on. Now I can actually read this. The yeast strain we used was sourced from one of the oldest family-owned breweries in the U.S., located right here in Minnesota. So I'm wondering if it was Shell's, possibly.
From the cities.
From the cities. So this is their light lager, 3.8%. So I haven't tasted it. I just picked the glass up. I'm wondering if this is going to be like a lawnmower beer. So we'll see how it compares.
Yep. I mean, you can see right through the glass.
Yeah, it's
very light.
It's darker than your normal mass-produced beers.
Right.
But it's still, so hopefully it's got better flavor.
But it's kept the head the whole time, too.
Mm-hmm. You can taste that it's a lager, but it's not bad.
The aroma, not much for aroma there.
Yeah, again, that's kind of been a common theme with a lot of them.
Yeah, that is not bad.
That's not bad. That would be a lawnmower beer, for sure, and that has flavor.
Yeah, you could have a couple of those.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely has more flavor, I think, than a lot of your
regular
big mass-produced beers.
Yeah, that one.
For being at 3.8%, and it's a lager, so it's not a Pilsner, so it does have, you can taste that lagering,
right?
Where it has that distinct lager flavor.
But I mean, that one's definitely not bad. You could have a couple of those on a hot day.
Yeah, I mean, it's got. I'm trying to think of what that flavor is. It almost had a little bit of a.
So, are they trying to play on the words Mick Golden?
No.
Like Michelob Golden?
No, it's Minn.
So, are they
like
making
Minnesota.
a play?
Kind of, I suppose. Yeah.
Like Michelob Golden Ale?
Yep, it could be. Yep, this is Minn being for Minnesota, but yeah, that's not bad. I don't mind that.
No,
like I said, would I drink it? You could drink a bunch of them.
Right.
You know, that's the one good thing with this. But like I said, on a hot day, get done mowing lawn, ice cold, this would be good.
But you're not looking, if you're not looking for flavor, this one's where you can, I mean, the other one's definitely had flavor. This one's just
It's
good,
pretty mellow, but it's a good, yeah, it's good.
good beer for drinking on a hot day.
Yep.
So what are you thinking?
I'm going to go a 2.6.
Little above
I think it's
average.
a little bit of average. Like I said, if you compare it to the big box beers, I think it's better than a number of them.
Okay.
Like you said, the flavor is it's pretty mellow, you know, but it's not bad. And I do think it would be a lawnmower beer, you know. One you could drink several of, but would I honestly go out and say I'm going to buy a 6-pack, 12-pack? Probably not. No. You know, honestly, because it's just the flavor. It's good. There is flavor, but it's just pretty mellow.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one that the lady should have had rather than some of the other ones we may have picked, because I think they were like this one better than any of the other ones we may have given them. Yeah, but I mean, the flavor, this is perfect beer for summertime. Too bad we're here in the winter. We could be sitting out on the patio out here.
Right.
That'd be a perfect one to get a big glass and sit outside. Yep. I'm rating the same score with you at 2.6, just a touch above average.
Yep.
It's not horrendous, not bad, but it's just not much for flavor.
Right.
That's the only thing that you can say.
Yep. I agree 100% with you on that. So, yeah.
Damn, so we finished
All right,
flight.
well, there's one flight down.
One down and one
and a fourth to go.
One and a fourth to go.
Because there are flights here, you get 4 beers in a flight, and they had 9 beers on tap. So
we want to make sure we check them out for everybody.
Yes. So we were figuring out, trying to do math, and she said, "Well, you just pay for the extra one," and it was like, "Oh,
yeah,
okay,
simple.
We could do that."
All right.
Well, so the first thing I noticed on the second flight is we do have a couple that are a little bit darker than the first flight. The first flight were all pretty mellow colored.
Yes.
You know, and to me, it looks like one is probably a brown ale, and the first one almost has kind of a little bit of a reddish hue to it, my opinion.
I'm wondering by the name if it is a Marzahn or Oktoberfest.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got the sheet here.
Okay, what does it say?
This is their Prosty.
Oh.
So it is a Marzahn Oktoberfest.
Okay.
5.4% ABV and 18 IBUs. What they say about this one is, with a bright golden amber pour and a creamy off-white head, this brew boasts a harmonious blend of rich malt sweetness and subtle floral hops. Sessionable yet full-bodied experience that celebrates the best of Bavarian brewing tradition.
I mean, you could tell it is little...
It has that classic
kind of brownish,
Oktoberfest, kind of a reddish-brown color.
Yep, and the head is that light brownish.
Yep, and aroma, there's really not much for aroma.
Not much there?
Yeah, that would...
It's got the aroma, there's a
little bit, yeah.
Not much for aroma.
Flavor-wise, it's kind of your average Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I mean, that one, it's not definitely
bad.
over the top flavor.
No, but it's decent. It's fairly smooth.
Yeah.
I don't mind that part of it.
It's not bitter. It's not...
No. And you can definitely tell that it's a lager, you know.
We've definitely had a few better Oktoberfest beers than that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's... You know, and like we've talked about before, we had a number of Oktoberfest beers this year, and this is, I mean, it's comparable to a lot of them.
Right. It's not the top one. It's not the bottom.
No, it's not
It's really right in that
kind
middle.
of that. Honestly, it's in the middle. And I'm thinking, for score-wise, honestly, I'm thinking 2.5.
Right in the middle.
It's right there. It's a prime example of an Oktoberfest.
Yes.
You know, and one thing I was going to mention about the Minn Golden,
Yep.
And it kind of similar with this one, anybody that hasn't had like a lager or even an Oktoberfest, I think they could drink either of these and they wouldn't be turned off by it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The flavors are pretty subtle, and I think anybody could drink it and have a good experience with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're not going to get scared away. And I think my score for this one, too, I think I was going to go right at the same spot. It's a good representation. I'm going to say 2.5 as well. I mean, it's not good. It's definitely not bad.
Right.
But it's a good representation.
Yep. It's what you think of basically like an Oktoberfest.
Right.
It's kind of what you, honestly, I think what you think of, the flavor's a little bit stronger.
Right.
But this is not bad.
No, this is...
I mean, I would drink one of these.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so,
Easily.
yeah.
All right, so what do we got
yeah.
next? What's it called?
Well, the next one we have is Fedem on Peaches.
Peach?
And it says nitro. So I'm just verifying here. Yeah, that's...
Peaches
I
on
don't-
nitro.
I don't know. It doesn't look like... Unless I wasn't paying attention, it really didn't look like the head was like a nitro.
Well, there was one that she had to pour several times.
It could be this one. So
Right, I'm looking at the top.
now this is a smoothie sour.
Oh, joy.
6.2% and 6 IBUs. So let me read
6 IBUs?
6 IBUs. So let's see what it says here. Indulge in a delightful twist on a classic dessert with our peach cobbler smoothie sour. This beer combines the juicy sweetness of ripe peaches with a tart effervescence stone base, and I don't know what that means. Lactose added a creamy milkshake-like richness, while hints of cinnamon and vanilla provide a warm, spiced depth reminiscent of the golden brown crust of a freshly baked cobbler.
Wow. There's a lot of words there.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little different color.
Yeah,
It looks like a sour, like a, you know what I mean, kind of that.
Thanks for reminding me.
Do you want to try it first? Or, aroma-wise, it's again pretty
much.
fairly muted. Interesting.
There's an aroma there.
It's well, taste it so I can give you my thoughts. It's not super sour, but I really don't know if I get much of a peach flavor at all. Do you?
No,
I mean,
I'm not a peach guy.
what I'm getting, Jim, is more of a, like, you know how just like the sour,
Yeah,
when you think of a sour, that's what I get. I don't get peach.
like my tongue right now is numb.
Is it's
I don't know. I don't know what peaches. I'm not a good peach guy. I don't know what.
I don't taste that though. I just taste like the sour, and not that it's like super sour, but it's
What?
I don't know.
And why did they waste the good nitro on that one?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. And I wish I'd have watched when she was pouring it to see if it cascaded like a
Right.
on nitro or not. You know what I mean? But
But you can always buy another one.
no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on this one. I don't know.
I don't think
trying
I don't think I really get any of the crust of a cobbler either.
No,
I just get
almost
kinda-
thought it was appleish at first.
A little bit.
but
bit.
I don't know that. But I'm not good at telling what a peach tastes like.
Huh. Yeah, that's it is definitely not the worst sour we've ever had. And it definitely is not a Barntown
brewing.
sour, you know.
Nice and sweet.
Yeah. So
Like that one. I mean, I'm like puckered up like a sour, but I'm
Yeah.
like. So I take it you want me to go first, huh?
Mhm. Yeah, I'll have you go first.
Yeah. Again, I'm not a good sour guy. I'm not, and I don't know what peaches taste like.
You don't know what peaches taste like. How do you not know what peaches taste like?
I mean, I've had canned peaches, but never.
You've never had an actual peach?
No.
Well, we're going to change that this year. You're going to eat the peach.
Is that what a peach tastes like?
No, the peaches taste better than that.
Oh, all right. Well, then I can do that. But yeah, that one. Unfortunately, gonna have to dip down here. I'm gonna have to go 1.9.
Oof. Wow.
I got a solid 1.9, but down there.
Well, I say I'm not going to go quite that low, but I'm going to go like a 2.1.
Oh, you're down there
Yeah,
too.
I'm down there too. I just don't get a lot of peach. And on the aftertaste, there is I guess a vague hint of a cobbler, but very, very vague, faint. But again, it's not terrible. But I wouldn't drink a pint of that.
You couldn't?
No, it's just. But we could say that for a lot of the sours. But
Yeah.
now at Barntown, we could have drank
We
all of those in a.
You're right. They each had a 12-ounce glass from there.
Yeah,
They were all good.
I still think that they're probably one of the best
sour brewers.
sour brewers that we've ever tasted, and we went into it very skeptical when we saw what they had, but they were amazing.
I mean, every sour they had tasted good.
Yeah,
It wasn't just one; it was
No, it
all
was
of them.
all of them. So it was really crazy. Wow, Jim, I don't know. So that one was kind of
On the edge.
on the edge there. Oh boy. Well,
All right, what do we got coming up?
We're gonna keep up the fruit theme with the next one.
sure.
The next one is Featherstone Fresh. Is the name of it,
Featherstone.
and it is a watermelon Gose or Gose.
Gose.
Gose, Gose, however you want to say it, a watermelon one. 4.7 ABV and 6 IBUs.
Nice.
So let's see what they said. While dropping off CSA boxes, I don't know what CSA is. While dropping off CSA boxes, our friends over at Featherstone Farms asked us if we wanted a bunch of fresh watermelons. So naturally we said, you betcha. We then brewed this classic Gose, adding fresh watermelon towards the end of fermentation, allowing for a secondary field fresh fermentation to take hold, resulting in a mildly tart wheat-forward ale with a crisp watermelon flavor with a touch of salt. So now I'm a little concerned with the salt. Is it going to be real salty?
Well, what's been
not?
weird, I don't know if you've been looking at the top here, but see how the bubbles keep coming up?
Yeah.
Bubbling up from the
I
bottom?
wonder, is that from the salt, or is that...
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because
that
ever
or-
since we set it down, there's been bubbles.
There's been bubbles, so... Huh.
All right, so you try first.
There's basically no head on it
No,
whatsoever.
that's the only one of our 9
and it
that has not had
You're
a head.
right, there's still bubbles coming up. That's kind of wild. And it's kind of a darker yellow, darker beer color, I guess,
Right.
like a yellowish, you
Yeah.
know, but it's not like a Pilsner color.
My fingers are crossed for you.
Again, the aroma is just not very distinct.
This is watermelon?
It says it's a watermelon. Honestly, my opinion, I get the watermelon on the very finish. On the very, like your aftertaste, to me, Jim, the flavor is more kind of dominated by salt.
Yeah, salt.
Don't you think so? I mean, it's almost...
Salt and something else in there.
And I get the watermelon after you're sitting there on, like the aftertaste to me is a watermelon.
There's
Otherwise,
something
it's really dominated by a salt flavor.
There's something sour in there.
Yeah, I would want the other way. I would want the salt to be the aftertaste, and I'd want the watermelon to be forward. And this is almost backwards.
Yeah, and the watermelon, it's almost like one of those Sour Patch water, you know.
Kind of, it is. Yeah,
It's just like makes you pucker right up.
That is different. I'm not saying it's bad, but with anytime you have like this, because there's a lot of salt in this,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And
Is it still bubbling?
Oh yeah, yep, it still is. It almost makes you thirstier.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm torn on this one.
That one will catch you off guard.
I was really hoping. I just took another taste, and I was hoping that maybe the watermelon came through more, and it does a little bit, but it's still really a salty taste,
Yeah,
and
they
I don't really care for that. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I would have much rather had the watermelon. I mean, that.
Yes, if they could have left the salt out, I think it would have been better. But you know, watermelon is one of those things that's really hard, I think, because we've had other watermelon beers, and either you can't barely taste it. That's been the majority of them, is you
Right.
can barely taste it. And this one is kind of along those lines, but the salt is kind of
Overpowered,
distracting.
yeah.
You know?
You'd almost want to have that salt flavor in the one that we had that was the Minn Golden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
You know,
that would have
a little
been interesting. A little bit of salt in that one could have been interesting. So I don't know. I get what they're coming because people do put salt on their watermelon. I get that. But
Over the top.
when the salt kind of overpowers or
Yeah.
dominates the watermelon,
The
it
whole
kind of
flavor.
distracts for me anyway.
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Sure. You can go first.
All right. Well, I guess I'd still rate the Peaches Nitro down towards the
Yep.
lower end of my scale. So this one, I'm probably going to go like a 2.1. Not probably not my worst beer yet, but that salt just really makes it hard for me to get through.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I just, this one, the flavor is a little better than the peach one, because the peach was really, I didn't
hard.
get that. So I guess on this one, oh boy, where am I? I guess I'm going to go with 2. Oh, wait, I was looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to go a 2.2. I think it's
2.2?
It's better than the peach nitro one.
Yep.
But it's just a tick up from that one for me. If the salt wouldn't have been quite as dominant, I think I'd have went higher. But it just, to me, it just kind of overpowered everything a little bit. And I like the flavor of watermelon better than I like the flavor of salt.
Right.
So
For sure.
that's my opinion.
And they made it a sour too, so you got the sourness, the watermelon, and the salt all competing in your mouth
Yes.
at the same time. It's
Yep.
really.
It was like, really?
Yeah.
You know?
All right.
Oh, man.
What do we got next?
So next one we have is Mrs. Brown's Lovely Daughter Nut Brown Ale, and it does say contains nuts. So if you're
Contains nuts.
if you have a allergy, you might not want to have this one. But it's Nut Brown Ale, 6% ABV and 22 IBUs. So let's see, it says An American nut brown ale with a rich malty backbone layered with roasted walnuts and almonds. Well, that's kind of interesting.
All right, roasted.
Yep. These nutty, toasted flavors bring a subtle sweetness balanced by a light bitterness that enhances each sip. A hint of fruity undertones peek through, adding depth and complexity. Medium-bodied and smooth, this ale finishes with a pleasant and lingering warmth.
Lingering. This is our darkest one.
This is our darkest one, and it's a nut brown.
Yeah,
and you know, it's kind of crazy to me. I shouldn't say crazy, but how many breweries have we been to where brown ale is their darkest beer?
Right.
And I don't understand why that is. Because, well, and again, Jim and I are biased. I apologize.
I'm sure that these are a lot easier.
They're probably cheaper and easier to make. I'll guarantee
and the stouts are a lot more challenging.
Because I do remember when my brother was brewing a stout, and I can't remember which one it was now, but the amount of grain he had to use was just crazy compared to other beers.
Right.
And he goes, oh yeah, it's more expensive, and that's why you can charge more. But he goes, I didn't know if I was going to be able to stir it all or whatever he has to do. He goes, there was so much grain in there. He goes, when he first started stirring it, it was almost like bread dough. He goes, and then it,
started to break up a little bit.
Broke up and stuff like that. But he was like, oh yeah, it was thick. And he goes, I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but it was really good, So, wow. I think you're right. They're cheaper to make.
Yep.
And such, which is sad because Jim and I love those.
Yeah. So we're gonna find out.
So let's see how.
On their only,
I do get like a brown ale aroma, kind of a nutty aroma.
All right. Well, yep. There's something.
Take a taste, Jim.
There's something nutty.
Well, there's something weird in there, in my opinion.
I'm smelling something.
Take a hit off of that bad boy. What is that? Don't you get like a how would you describe that, Jim? There is a weird.
It's like almost too much nuts.
It could
too
be.
many nuts. Too many. It's like over nutted.
This gets.
Is that a word?
Sure. Walnuts and almonds. I'm gonna take another taste.
Because it's it dries your mouth out. Almost like an IPA, but it's like
to me, it's almost what would you call that flavor? It's almost a.
Yeah, this one's not up on my.
I am disappointed in this one. It's
for a
almost
dark beer?
Well, it's almost got a. Man, I wish I could describe this flavor. It's not bitter, but it's a. There's a funky thing to it. I don't know how to describe it even. My opinion, it's really different.
Yeah, there is something.
Wow.
There is something going on. Maybe it's the kind of nut.
Well, it was saying walnuts and almonds, which
I've had those before. They don't taste like that.
And we've had beer with walnut before. I don't know if I've ever had beers with almonds in it.
Like my tongue is like starting to dry out.
Yeah, that's a weird taste. Wow.
I don't know. That's not. What do you get for score?
Personally, this is my lowest one.
Oh, you're gonna drop that below pizzas?
Oh, I'm going to 1.8 on that. This is that I don't know what that flavor is, and I could be off. If they said, yeah, well, what you're tasting is this, I'd be like, oh, okay, but I can't pinpoint it. It's just a weird, and it's right in the middle of the taste.
Yeah.
If you initially taste it, it's like, oh, brown ale. What the heck was that? It's kind of weird.
What just flew through my mouth?
Right.
Oof. Well, oh gosh, I'm looking at my scores here. I think I might have to outdo you. I'm gonna go at 1.7.
Oh, that way. Outdo me that way. I thought you were gonna go higher than me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about that one, Jim. That one was kind of
taste is different.
Yeah, that one was just. Yeah, that one was just kind of, I don't know. All right, well, hey, Jim, we are on our 9th and final beer here.
All right.
At Two Fathoms Brewing in Winona, Minnesota, and this is their Pub Wallop. Now, do you have the description of this one, right?
Yes, I do. It's a pale ale English.
An English pale ale, okay.
So I don't know. So ESB,
which is extra
stout,
special bitter.
Oh, is perfect, right in my wheelhouse.
Or extra strong bitter, something like that. Yeah.
This ESB pale ale was brewed using classic English malts, yeast, and hops. The distinctive British hop characteristics come from additions of Endeavour, Bullion, and Brambling Cross.
So that's the hops.
Is that okay. With a delicate balance between hop bitterness and sweet biscuit-like backbone.
Huh. Okay.
This ale finishes clean, allowing the hops to shine through.
Wow.
I'm looking here to see 6% ABV and 32 IBUs.
Okay. So it's an English
Pale ale.
Interesting. I'm sure we haven't had many of these. Now, color-wise, I mean, it's darker than a lot of the pale ales we've had.
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely darker. Aroma-wise, I do get a little bit of a aroma. You can smell it. Kind of, you can definitely tell it's like an ESB kind of aroma. It's not super strong aroma, but you can smell it.
All right. Taking your word for it.
It's not.
The aroma isn't strong, overly strong, no.
No. Flavor-wise, it's not bad. I guess I hate to say it, the worst part of the flavor, my opinion, is you swallow it. Right after you swallow it, you get kind of and then it mellows out again. But
Yeah.
it's actually not too bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of nondescript for all the talk of that we just read through. ESB, pale ale, and there's really not a lot of hop flavor. There's
No.
And it says it got 4 different kinds of British hops.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe that's what we're tasting is that, but it's not bad. But I do think we've had a number of them from here, I think, that are better than this one.
Yeah.
But this is by far not the worst, for sure.
Right.
But yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Now after my second sip, finish, I'm getting a little bit on the finish end where it's
You get a little bit,
hop, but
yeah.
not much.
Not over the top. It's just a little bit lingers and then it's gone.
Right.
It's not interesting.
It's really hard to really describe the flavors. It's not over the top by any means.
Nope, I agree.
So
boy, I have to look at my scores here because I know you really, really, really don't like duplicates.
yeah.
And I'm going to go, well, I have 2 choices. Basically, I could go a 2.0 or a 2.4. I'll go 2.4 because I think I do like it better than a couple of the other ones.
Okay.
And I could drink it, but I don't think I would drink too many of them. I mean, not so much because of the ABV or anything, but just I think that flavor might start wearing on me after a while. You know, I could drink a can of it for sure, but I think after that I'd be looking for something else.
Yep.
So,
I'm trying to come up with a good. I think I'll be safe. I'll just stick with you, Mike, and say 2.4. I was definitely looking for a lot more. I mean, I was probably more worried about the taste of that one based on what it said.
Yep.
Than any of the other ones. You know, all those weird hops and the bitterness and all, but it's not like that. It is not. I kind of anticipated a lot more.
Yep, I agree with you. And like I said, we've had other ESBs and such, and I guess, like I said, this one is just kind of a little below average.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, but it still just had a little bit of a difference, a flavor that would wear on me eventually, I think. So
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to a lot more.
yep.
Just like,
Now, overall, Jim, I think of all these 9 beers, I really don't think there was any of them that a new craft beer drinker couldn't drink.
for sure.
You know, they were all pretty mellow. A couple of them they may not care for because of, you know, some of the, like I said, I don't know if people really like a lot of salt in their beer, like that watermelon one, or that kind of that funkiness of the brown ale.
Yeah.
That kind
Brown nut ale.
of, yeah, it kind of was tough on me and you. I don't know what a new person, but overall, I think anybody could drink the rest of them.
Right.
You know, what do you think as far as what was your top couple? Do you think, or was there one, or was there?
I like the Minn Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it was not a lot of flavor, but it was probably one of those you could drink on a hot day.
Yep. I agree with you there.
I like that one. The Yard Donkey, I think was okay. I mean, I think those are my 2 better ones, and the Marzahn was.
It was all right.
It was okay, but I mean, I think just looking at our scores, I mean, we've really not. You also like the Lawyers.
Yes, the Lawyers, Hops and Money. That was probably my favorite. I like that one. I think that was my highest score.
Yes,
one.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I did really like that flavor. But again, I agree with you. The Minn Golden was a lawnmower beer all day long.
Yep.
I did think that the Yard Donkey was good. And like I said, their Oktoberfest, it wasn't terrible by any means. It was an average Oktoberfest to me.
Right.
And this year we had a lot of Oktoberfest. and we still have a couple, or at least one that we haven't tasted yet.
Right.
But we're saving that for a barrel-aged show. But
we just went by a store today, and they had several different Oktoberfest
that we hadn't had before either. But we held off and we didn't buy those.
Right.
But yeah, so it's they were all decent, But like I said, my biggest knock was that salt in that watermelon beer was kind of over the top. That whatever that flavor was in that brown ale, the peach cobbler, you kind of got a cobbler, but I really didn't have much of a peach flavor to it. So I mean, but overall, it's it wasn't bad.
Right.
And I would definitely say you need to come here and try them.
Right, and I think don't they have some other seltzers too?
Yeah, oh yes, they have quite a few seltzers.
Right. So
and we did not pick those. Actually, my wife and Jim's wives are here, and my wife did pick their mojito seltzer.
Right.
So we'll have to
so
find
they have
out
other drinks. So you don't just have to come here for a craft beer.
Correct. They have seltzers. I
think they had some food, not a lot.
Yeah, I think the last time we were here, we saw they had food. It looks like they may have. Yeah, I don't.
Not much. A little small, but it looks like they are under construction.
They're yes, on the other part of the building here, they are. Well, you can see they're doing work, so they must be going to expand. And
but they say that it's open during construction, so don't be afraid to stop by and give these a whirl.
Yep, exactly. Well, awesome, man. So I'm glad, like I said, the first time we came here, we had thought about doing a podcast, and we just couldn't because the World Cup was on, and it was loud.
Yeah. We couldn't even hear ourselves think.
No, and there was no place to sit or anything. So anyway, I'm glad we got to come back. It is like I said, it is a new name.
Yep.
So I'm guessing they must have new owners and such. So it is Two Fathoms Brewing in Winona, Minnesota, and you're right on the Mississippi River.
Yep.
So I could see in the summer sitting out on the porch and you can overlook the river. Now today you really couldn't because well, one thing it's cold and two there's train cars in front. But I'm sure it's a cool place to sit in the summer and just enjoy a beer.
Right.
So awesome. Well, hey Jim, thank you so much for again suffering with me and coming to another brewery. I know you really don't like that. Oh no, wait. What am I talking about?
Yeah. Hopefully we can find the home run one of these days.
Yes.
The good stouts and barrel aged on tap.
Yes, exactly.
We'll keep looking.
We will keep doing as much work as you the listener wants to have us do because we're like that. We're all about the people. So
we're here for you.
Yes, we will suffer through drinking beer for you guys and gals. So anyway, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to us here at Two Fathoms Brewing in Winona, Minnesota. And like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm
and your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.